control the current. They recommend leaving it at 30 or below. Don't go above 30.
All right.
And then it just kind of tells you like the mains are on. It's saying it's float right now, so it's just on float charge because the batteries are full.
Okay.
Your 3 battery switches right here, they're all on at the moment. If you flip them up, you just hit the off button. You can hear it click, and then that's going to do that. That's doing that because the key's most likely still in the, like halfway on position. It's just telling you that it lost power.
Okay.
Starboard battery is also your generator battery.
Okay.
To start the generator, you just simply press the on button right here. Those lights are going to light up. As soon as it starts, you let go. Don't keep holding.
Don't hold it.
Yep, it'll over rev it. So now it's going. You're going to hear it, and then it's going to come down RPMs a little bit. Once that happens and this light comes on, saying generator, showing you that it's got power going to it.
Okay.
At that point, if you wanted to switch off of shore power, you're just going to slide this over, switch generator on. And with generator, you want the parallel, because the generator can run all the ACs and everything like that. It can run everything on this boat.
Okay.
If you get to dock and you do run both shore power cords, you can take it off a parallel here, and you can flip shore power 2 over, because it's going to have both of them, and that's what will run all these.
So, okay, so when I'm on shore power, it should be sitting, well, no, when I'm on generator, it should be just like it is right now.
Correct.
And if I plug in one shore power,
it should be just like it is right now. So you got shore power 1, well, not right now.
Plus the generator back.
Yeah, now it's on shore power. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. To turn off the generator, just hit the off button once, you don't have to hold it.
So that's shore power with one cord.
Correct.
Right.
So that's running both buses, bus A, bus B, as you see. So this is essentially shore power 1, this is shore power 2.
I see, okay.
And now that we switched it, you heard the ACs go off, so they have like surge protectors on them. So it's gonna take a minute and they'll come back up, and then they'll start kicking again.
Does the water circulating pump have to kick on before the ACs will kick on?
Yes.
Okay, and where's that?
So that's this red switch right here, is the air conditioner pump. Yeah, that's why it's got this little guy right here.
Okay.
The only time you're gonna shut it off is if you pull it out of the water, like on a lift, or take it out of the water.
Otherwise it's locked down. So we're
Correct.
okay. So it's connected with the AC. So when it calls for AC, the pump will get activated at the same time because it's already turned on. Yeah, as soon as it starts drawing water that way, it will run.
Yeah, so it's going to start drawing water first, it's going to cool down the system, and then it's going to kick these on as soon as they
All right, so then I plug in a second. If I need a second
shore
power, then
you would flip this parallel back and turn shore power 2 on.
Which is to you flip that back, slide that down, and slide that over.
Right. Okay. And you're only going to use shore power 2 when that light is illuminated. Because that's telling you
the second line of them.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
So like I said, you see this little outline right here?
Yep.
You can look at it as bus A or bus B, or you can look at it as shore power 1, shore power 2. Okay. And then if you want to run shore power 2 off of shore power 1, that's where the parallel switch comes.
I see, okay. Same thing with the generator, you can run both of them or you can run one of them.
Correct.
All right, okay.
These 3 right here, your ACs, this is your air conditioner for the salon. In order for these 3 to be on, this one with the red switch has to be on. It has to be on first. Don't turn the other ones on.
No, I know, you gotta have water circulating.
Yeah, it'll pop. It'll pop the breaker back. And say, oh, no, I'm not cooling. As far as all of your switches go, once again, this is all on 120 volt system instead of just 12 volt.
Yep.
The inverter charger is your battery charger. I tell people, don't ever turn that off. There's no reason to.
Yeah, we should have put a lock switch on.
The only reason you would ever turn that off is if you're not hooked to shore power and you don't have a generator and you're anchored up for 2 days or whatever, and you know, but just leave it on because that is what's charging your batteries.
Okay. All right.
And it's mainly charging your house batteries, which is a huge house bank in these boats. So that's, you want to keep those topped off.
Yep.
If those batteries go low, you're going to get all kinds of funky alarms, especially on your engine, saying, you know, communication error and this and that and stuff like that. So,
all right.
The rest of them are pretty self-explanatory. You know, you got your grill and your range, which is up there. You got your outlets in here. Your microwave, if it has a microwave.
There's a second grill there.
Yep. You have 2 grills?
One's a cooktop and one's a grill.
Okay, so you have one grill 1 and then grill / range, which that would probably be the cooktop.
Cooktop.
You've got your water heater right here. That does take a little bit of time, obviously, because you got to fill the tank and get some water into it or get it hot. And then the spares, those are just for if you ever add anything on in the future. So like I said, everything on this panel this way, shore power and generator. Everything up here is your batteries, the in-house batteries. So like procedure of getting on the boat, what I do is when I get on, turn on all 3 battery switches, turn on your main, which is going to be your main for everything house battery wise. your helm, main, and your electronics. Those are going to kick on your electronics.
Okay. All right.
Gray water, port and starboard. Those are those shower floor pumps. They have a float switch in them. So once it hits a certain level, it'll start right now.
Yeah.
And then just a little bit of water in there, and then it'll stop.
And they're individually switched?
Yes. So the beauty thing on a catamaran generally is if it's on the starboard side, it's on port side. You know, that's usually broke up and split up.
Yeah, I got you.
So turn those off if you're not using them. These are your black water
I'll turn
pumps.
on unless the sea crack's roll.
Correct. And also, unless you're far enough offshore.
Yes.
Like if you get boarded by the Coast Guard, generally the first thing they're going to check is to make sure your valves are shut and that your secondary means of evacuating the tank are locked. So
shut off.
Other than having a key in here, that's their locking of it.
Okay, so those are locked right now?
Correct. They're in the off position. Okay. Toilets, port and starboard. In conjunction with that, you have to have your freshwater pump on if you're going to go use the head.
So they're freshwater flush?
Yes.
Okay.
How
many gallons each flush?
No, I have no idea. There's an eco and a normal on there though.
Okay.
So the eco one's going to use less water, and then there's an empty. So like at the end of the day,
yeah, you don't want to
empty everything out
while you're in rough water.
Right, or just you don't really want that water sitting in the bowl getting kind of funky. Some people vary. I'm not a huge fan of leaving the freshwater pump on all the time. I mean, it is a decent sized tank, and there'd be a lot of water in your bill, say a break or something like that.
Yeah, you don't want to waste it either.
Right. But
yeah, I'll just turn the.
So you've got your cabin lights, obviously, your stereo and stereo amplifier. If you kick those on,
those are off because he's working on it right
now. Yeah. So your stereo's right here, but you can also control it through your GPS up on top.
Okay.
Barbecues.
There's a Fusion app that you can put on your phone to control it as well.
Yeah. Okay. Your barbecue safety switch. This needs to be on along with the head, and that's to make sure that it doesn't isolate. I
got you. You shut the top and it overheats, and
correct.
It'll shut the switch off.
These are your bilge pumps. They're all set to auto already.
Okay.
These are the breakers for them. If one of the breakers is popped out, that means usually it means the pump seized up or something like that. It can just pop automatically or like randomly due to a power surge.
Sure.
But if you ever also just want to check them, make sure they're still working, and also make sure you got no water in the boat, you can press and hold them up, and that switches them over to manual. And I actually just heard the mid one when I did that. And then this is port, and this is stuff.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So I like to call them, those are the, let's just make sure they still work switches, flip them up. So, so your CO monitor and your stereo memory too, these are the breakers for those. Generally, the COs don't really pop, they have an alarm in them, wherever the heck they are. I think they're up here somewhere.
Oh, it's right there. They're over here.
Yeah, so if the battery voltage gets low, they'll start beeping like crazy, it'll be annoying, and then you have to pay attention to those. Okay. This is just to show you like what your load is on bus A, bus B. So you can see we're running everything on bus A right now, and it's at what, 15 amps, and it's a 30 amp line. So.
Okay. All right.
And then this one is for your batteries. So your 3 house batteries that are